Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to let you know whenever I post a new video. Okay guys, ZR 1500 video coming at you right now. The final stretch to getting this thing fired up and ready for Lone Star Throwdown. I say this next week. So we're coming down, but it's all going together really good. Just gonna go over some things like we do in every video that we've done, and let us know what you think. Here it is. All right, so change of plans on the valve covers. We cannot get our coil brackets. Well, we did, but we just got the wrong ones, and they do not have the stock coil brackets in stock for these covers. So we were gonna go with the Harding Performance covers. Same ones that we got on Nemo. We're gonna throw those on there. They're just not black. They're like a bare finish, but billet. They'll have to work for right now. They'll be better than nothing, right, Steve?
It'll work nice. It'll work nice.
Yeah, look pretty good on there.
Blinging.
Yeah. Yeah. These have the coil brackets right on them too, which is kind of nice.
So you don't gotta jack with it.
So these are the Harding Performance valve covers.
That's the homie.
Yeah, he's also the ones that gives us all these titanium bolts too.
Yeah. There's a bag front, LT front cover.
Oh yeah.
All the way down.
Nice. And then you got all the fittings that we need here.
Yeah, it's a baffled adapter. Maybe that helps with having your...
It's a cap for the dry sump for the oil.
Oh, okay. I think this would help if you have your one on the back, because you get a lot of, I don't know, like you have normal crankcase pressure, but when you get on it, there's more oil coming out of the back versus the front.
Yep, there is.
So it's like a little baffle on there to keep that from happening.
That's pretty cool. All right, well,
we'll get those going.
We'll save the motion for a different day.
I'll just put it all back in this box.
Got the new valve covers on. They're not black like we wanted, but they'll have to do for now, won't they, Steve?
We intended to be black.
Yeah. Look pretty good. Got the one side all the way on with the spark plugs and everything. We're using an NGK 6510 spark plug, which is what we use on all of our LT builds that are making, you know, more than 650 horsepower, I would say.
Yeah.
They work out great for us. Got the thermostat on with the titanium bolts we got from Harding Performance as well.
Titanium everywhere.
Yep, titanium bolts everywhere. Gives it a nice look.
Yeah.
Did we have the bolts for the pulley plate too?
Which one?
These bolts.
Oh, I don't know yet. Unless these, I haven't taken one out to match, but we have a.
I bet that's them right there.
Cover. A lot of them are the same.
I bet that's them.
Yeah, that'd be sweet if those fit in there. No, just fitting trying to get the spark plugs tight. These, I don't know if on the teal truck they were a little bit different, but these are pretty close to the spark plugs.
Yeah, they're the same.
Yeah. I
remember they were a pain in the ass.
So they just gotta use a wrench on the hex end of the socket to tighten them up. Then we have the nice 90, or I guess it's the 45 wire to go on there. The stock one was just going to be laying right on the tube.
Yeah, that's another reason why I got those.
Yeah, but with the motion valve covers, they'll, like you see on the other side, there's a pretty good bend to connect. With the motion ones, they sit up higher, so it'll have less.
Yeah.
Because with the bracket, it brings the coil up a little bit taller.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know on Nemo those things are like super like.
Yeah, but it fits, you know.
Yeah, fits good.
A lot better than a stock wire.
Yeah.
Kind of twist it out of the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Yes, sir.
I get this done, and I'm gonna mount the can and plumb that, get that done. Then probably get that power steering line made. Try to figure out where I'm gonna put that reservoir.
We need to figure out the dry sump too.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do that next. Assemble the tank and get it over here.
The unknown is what we need to figure out first. Yeah. Because if we need to get anything, we need to get it.
We do have a different plate coming.
Plate.
For the oil pan for the dry sump. You said we have one that has the
Oh
fittings
yeah,
milled.
yeah, actually, yeah, it's
machined on it.
Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't shown up yet. But yeah, we do have one.
Okay. Now the first, I mean, mounting the tank is the hard part. Making the lines is the easy part.
Okay, here we got underneath the hood, where the hood's supposed to be, of the ZR 1500. This is a 1994 Chevy pickup truck, regular cab short bed. It basically looks like a Sport. We swapped over the interior to gray interior, which looks really nice. Just a factory gray bucket interior. But the real magic is under here. Just gonna go over some things from the last video that we have done on this to basically complete it. Some things that we have discussed, some tricks that we've done. But here you can see we got the dry sump tank in there mounted. Next to it we have the methanol, alky controlled methanol injection pump, because this just isn't a stock LT5, guys. This is got a upper lower pulley. We did a full BTR cam kit in this thing. It's got headers, bigger throttle body. We did a bigger intake, which I'll explain that here in a second, what we did on that. And you know, it's going to be run on E85. It's full flex fuel. So there's a lot of cool things going on with this LT5, and it's probably going to make close to 1,000 wheel horsepower in this truck. We did the Cortez Performance front heat exchanger, which is a lot bigger than the factory heat exchanger. This truck still is going to retain AC, all the cool stuff. We did a rack and pinion steering, so it's got full power steering in it. But here you can see we got the engine set up in here. We ended up having to change the valve covers over to Harding Performance ones just due to the Motion Raceworks covers not having coil brackets in stock right now. So we're running those for right now. That's why they're just a bare finish. We had those for another build coming in that we were going to end up painting, but we're going to run these and then order another set for that guy. We ended up going with this. RotoFab would not sell us just their elbow to their ZL1 intake, which is what we have on the last truck that we built. So I got to doing some looking. I ended up finding a really tight elbow, 4 to 5 inch elbow for the Cortez intake, and it actually ended up working out nice because it looks a lot cleaner. We're just using 2 components instead of 3 different pieces to make the RotoFab elbow work. So really happy with how that turned out. I'll have a video of it here in a second with the full filter and everything on, but it looks nice. What we do is we use a Cortez Performance C7 ZR1 Z06 cold air intake, and we actually cut it, modify it, but it works perfect because it's got the mass airflow sensor bung already welded in. It's already powder coated, comes with the correct size filter and everything that needs. We got the AMP bullet thermostat on, which we added. And then here, instead of using the factory plastic quick connect connectors, we ended up getting the Dash 10, basically like a push lock rubber line fitting deals that we're going to be doing on there. These are obviously the incorrect fittings for what we're going to be doing there, but we just have them on there for mock-up. We have the Cortez Performance heat exchanger and the tank. So that's what that's over there. That's actually a C7 tank, which it looks basically right at home on there. Same one we used on the ZL 1500 truck. This is also a C7Z C7Z06 heat exchanger as well, which we ended up making work with this. The trans cooler is going to be located right down there, which we're waiting on the 2 fittings to show up so we can run those lines. And basically Steve is finishing up hooking up the methanol injection kit right now, and then tomorrow we should have all the fittings and everything for the dry sump lines to get those plumbed into the engine. So a lot of stuff going on here, guys. We're using a factory 454 SS radiator, and then we got these custom really thin low clearance fans there, which really help out with that intake situation. So that's awesome. And then these are just factory 454 SS upper radiator mounts that we got from LMC Truck. They're actually OEM GM ones that they still have in stock, so that's pretty cool. But really, all we have left, we got to finish plumbing all this stuff, getting the belt on, running the power steering lines, which Steven's already got some of those made, and then routing the catch can that's going to be mounted right here for Motion Raceworks, which will be really simple. Right now, Steve's just kind of getting all the tough nitty-gritty stuff out of the way. That way we can just get to bolting on nice, fun stuff for the rest of the build. So, and then obviously we still got to put the bed on the truck. LMC just now shipped us our gas tank parts for whatever reason today that we ordered a month and a half ago that they screwed up on. But they got it fixed after making some phone calls.
Fuel filler neck.
Filler neck, everything. It's all new. So we got all that.
These
man,
are the
Steve.
bumper bolts.
Yep.
They provide.
We got all new bumper bolts.
Bumper bolts.
We had new cab mount bolts, all cab bolts. Everything. Everything.
Cab mount bolts.
Yeah. All this stuff from LMC truck. We get a lot of the body stuff and a lot of the OE like kind of parts that are hard to find. We get a lot of that stuff from LMC truck because for one, they're here in town, and two, we get it really quick. So that's one reason why we use them. Except for the gas tank parts. I don't know what happened there. We ended up getting someone else's package. And yeah, it's just been a couple drop balls by LMC, but they're fixing it. And then inside the truck here, we are going to be installing new kicker speakers and amp, so it'll have a little bit of decent sound to it. We're going to keep the factory radio and stuff in there to kind of keep it original looking as possible on the interior of the truck. And then we'll obviously have some really just mint condition gray bucket seats, center console and everything. The whole interior is just going to look brand new. So we're really happy with that. Got the Built Specialties steering wheel there, and we're going to have the paddles back up on the shift column there, which is going to be pretty cool. And then after this is all said and done, we're going to take this thing over to KC Detailing and hopefully have our brand new weld wheels that will have the first set in a 20-inch in this particular style, and definitely the first set on an OBS Chevy truck in this style. So those should be getting done here in the next week, maybe less. They got the fronts done. We're just waiting on the rears. We had to get a new belt for the supercharger because we used a smaller upper and a way bigger lower, so it required us getting a different belt size. But as you can see, it's really coming along. Yeah, Steve's gonna mock up the intake so you guys can check out the intake. This is a big dog intake here. This ain't no choke down aftermarket let's make it work type intake. This is an actual functioning high horsepower cold air intake, because this is not some stock motor that we're not going to be not racing. I mean, we're going to be taking this truck out roll racing, taking it to the track, and bam, look at that.
Oh yeah,
looks good, doesn't it?
It's a big blower.
It is big. We're looking, it's barely gonna fit under the hood of the truck. I mean, the crown of the hood's what's gonna make it clear, but I mean, it's about as tight of a fit as you can possibly get.
It's weird how much of a wedge it is, because there's tons of room behind it.
There is a ton of room behind it. I mean, you can almost have a party back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, with booze and chips and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Super Bowl party behind an LT5. But Steve, I mean, you were gone yesterday. You hurt your tooth. Which tooth did you have to get pulled out?
Number one.
Way in the back?
Yeah, the number one molar.
Does it feel weird without it there?
I haven't been touching it. I got stitches.
Oh man, it got.
That was like a 30-minute deal. Put me out.
Oh yeah.
Took two.
When I had my teeth pulled, it was.
Thought I took a quick nap. They said I was done already.
Yeah. Did they make you count down from like 100 or something like that?
No, it was faster than that.
Wow.
He said hi, and I blinked, and I woke up and was gauze in my mouth. But no, we're good now.
Yep. Steve's back in action. So we missed one day, but man, we are really humping today, getting everything done. I mean, as you can see, the engine bay is pretty much almost in a complete state right now, which it's going to look just really good. Final
little fitting hose here, specific, with the way we want it to look.
Yeah. It's looking awesome, Steve. You've done a great job.
The steering shaft, we got that all buttoned up.
Yep, we sure
nice
did.
And smooth.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got the steering shaft that we got from Borgenson, I think is what it is, to go with the Elevated Concepts kit. We always redo the steering shaft just because the factory one's just kind of flimsy, honestly. So we get this steering shaft. It's just a universal steering shaft, and we cut it down to fit, and it's still got the crush joint and everything in there for safety.
The double joint you really need, because it binds up the single.
Yeah. Nope.
It makes it nice and smooth.
It's looking nice, Steve. Really done just a awesome job with this. And then you got to do a whole nother one after this is done. Yeah. So
there's been a lot written down, and you know.
Yeah, we're saving stuff now. We're saving parts. Whenever I'm ordering parts for this, I'm ordering double.
Yeah.
So that way we're not hunting them down again. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah,
all right.
Well, that'll be a nice truck it'll be a, brand new paint job, brand new interior.
And then props to Harding Performance. They also supplied us with titanium bolts for everything. And I know it's kind of it sounds dumb, but I mean, guys, look at these things. It looks so much better than the factory just steel silver bolts. I mean, it just kind of gives it that extra little touch it needs to just really look good. Difference. Yeah, I mean, you can see the difference there, and they're so light you almost can't even feel them in your hand.
Yeah,
like they feel plastic.
They do feel like plastic,
but they're titanium bolts. So we got them on all the valve covers, the coils. Yeah, so you can get those from Harding Performance. He sells full bolt kits for your car.
Front cover kit.
Yeah, which we didn't have to use it.
No.
It was already in there, and really you can't even see the front cover. So.
Not on this one.
Yeah. So that's actually the same company we got the valve covers from, which they're really nice pieces too. He'll coat them any color that you want as well if you get on his website and check them out on there. But
yeah, he does logos too, I saw.
He does everything.
Custom logos.
Yeah, Jason's a really cool guy. So really excited to be able to work with guys like that in the industry on getting us what we need for these builds. All right, well,
very nice.
Get back to work, Steve, and we'll just keep on trucking along here. So here's how we're going to do the lines. We're actually going to have these things go down. Trying to get this without breaking anything. Just kind of show you guys kind of a quick mock-up here. So these are going to go down, and they're going to be jointed each like this going down, so that will look nice and fluid. We put the blue tape on here just to show us which sides are cool, which sides are hot. So that's why the blue tape's on there, but obviously it'll be off. And then everything's going to be routed underneath this intake and connected into these Y fittings that we have right here. These are from Cortez. He just fabricates these up. Those are going in there. So you really won't see it. They'll be underneath this intake here, and then obviously one will be going in there, and then one's going from the intercooler pump down there. So that'll look really good. We did get a mount from Peterson. Peterson's a brand of the dry sump tank that we have. So we have a mount coming. It'll be here tomorrow. That way we can mount that tank up and get the lines for the dry sump ran. We got the cowl completely on. It's a brand new GM OEM cowl that I got from Classic Auto Parts. So if you have a faded plastic cowl and want a new one, they actually still have OEM GM ones still available. So that's pretty cool. So we got a brand new plastic GM cowl on the truck to kind of get this thing back fully restored. Well, more than restored, I guess I should say. The hood brackets here with the titanium bolts in there, they look good. And then we're gonna put the heat shrink, these Gates kind of hose clamps, but you heat them up and they shrink up. They look really nice installed. You can only use them one time though, but they're super cheap. But we use them on all the clamps for the hoses and the radiator, and all these intercooler hoses on those Y fittings, and then also up here. So we'll be putting those on. I think the only thing we're not going to be able to finish up before Lone Star Throwdown next week will be our AC lines, which we got to have all those made. So that'll be the only thing that's really not completed, but it'll be basically set up ready to go once we get back and get some AC in it. Probably won't have time to tune it either. So we'll just put a startup tune to get us going for Lone Star, to be able to drive it in, drive it out, maybe do a little bit of cruising, but that's about it. So we'll have the teal truck fully running, functioning for Lone Star Throwdown to drive around and cruise.